Hey guys, welcome in. So today, um, so RJ's been at work all week, and I don't know, I just wanted to keep my mind busy, so I jumped on live real quick because he actually called me and was like, hey, can you make me some lunch and I'll come by and get it. So I defrosted some wings last night. So I have two pans. This is how I do it. I put them in these pans here. RJ likes wet wings, which I say wet wings because I like my wings like really crispy, and he likes them like the top's crispy and the like, I don't know, he calls them wet wings. So we're just gonna make him two pans of wings. And yeah, I was feeling kind of lonely, so I jumped on live because um he's been at, like I said, he's been at work all week, so I've just been here by myself. I almost got all my classes finished, so yeah, anyway, I don't know if anyone's gonna jump on, but let me put my hair up because you don't want to cook with your hair all up in your food. And yeah, let's get this lunch going. So I'm actually gonna make me some eggs because I haven't ate today at all. And so I'm gonna make me some eggs and a flatbread with some cheese. Let's see. So that's what I'm gonna get done right now for me. Let me see if I can, so you guys can see. Let's see if that holds. Okay. The tripod is always the trick, right? So, let me get my cheese first. I sent RJ to the store. Well, yeah, he went to the commissary last week, right? And I was like, can you give me some cheese, please? And I like the sharp cheddar cheese. He came back, guys, with like this big old block of cheddar cheese. And I'm like, I've been feeding it to the dogs. I've been trying to use it in all kinds of stuff because I just have a feeling that it's going to start going bad before I can use it all. So I've been trying to use it up, you know? So I've been putting it in my eggs. I've been trying to like use it for all kinds of things. Cause guys, the hey Ritik, I'm from what do you mean where I'm from? Where you mean like where I'm at right now? Everybody's from somewhere. Hi, Kyra Blade. Who knows the struggle right now? Making me some lunch. Guys, have you ever cracked an egg and it be rotten? I've gotten a rotten egg before. It was terrible. It was so terrible. You get fresh ones? Kyra Blaze says he gets, or they get fresh ones. Like from a farm? So you wouldn't there be rotten eggs too, even if they're fresh? I don't know. My grandma is a farmer, so I get them for free. That's a blessing. How many eggs do I want? Do I want 3? I better do 4 because I haven't ate today and I need the protein. I'm making me some scrambled eggs right now because I haven't ate. It's already 1:45, and I'm just gonna make me some scrambled eggs with cheese and with a piece of flatbread. Like I always make flatbread and then I freeze it. And then I freeze it so when I want a piece, I just take it out. Let's see. Do 5 eggs. They're too expensive. Even doing 4, I'm like, I don't know, you know? And what we eat, okay, and we eat them because I have a big family and we eat 2 eggs each for breakfast. 2, okay. Where are you from? We are like, how expensive are eggs? These eggs right here are about $10 right now. So, you know, the price went down a little bit, but not. Yeah, we love eggs too. Like, I don't eat like a lot of sugar and stuff. So when I want a snack, I actually make eggs. Hi-Fi TV. Is it pink? You're so crazy. Why does it say we are every time I say something? I don't know why it says that. Do you guys scramble your eggs or do you eat them whole? Red Drum says 90 cents an egg, not bad. It is bad. That's almost $1 an egg. That's kind of crazy. And it only provides 60 calories per egg. So, you know, you have to think of it as sense of like energy, you know, because your food is energy. So if it's only providing 60 calories, that's a little under an hour worth of energy, maybe. Because your body doesn't run off of protein, guys. Your body runs off of fat and sugar. But, you know, you don't need all that sugar. But, yeah, I scramble it. Well, actually, I'll scramble them, and I like them fried sometimes. My husband makes me, like, the best fried eggs. Because he makes them, like, where they're, like, crispy on the top. Xfinity says $10 is about $7.58 in the UK. Wow, that's really expensive. Yeah, eggs are expensive right now here. They've come down a little bit. Guys, we went to the grocery store this last week and our grocery bill was expensive. And I'm telling you, we didn't even buy, like, I love to cook. So I usually look for like ingredients for things like I can like, you know, experiment with and stuff. But this time I strictly stuck to like a specific grocery list, and even then our groceries were super high. It was incredible. It was crazy. Do you guys use butter when you cook your eggs, or do you use oil, or how do you guys cook your eggs? I use butter. Red Drum 505 says, I eat over easy eggs and scrambled eggs. Cairo Blade doesn't use anything to make their eggs. Okay. So, yeah, that's true. And guess what? Eggs were they were about that price about a month ago. Wow. 18 eggs for $4.50. That's amazing. But I'm also cooking, guys, my husband's at work and he called and wanted some wings. So I'm going to make him 2 pans of wings and put it in a to-go tray. Should I put a headband on? My hair is like all over the place. And I need to make some Mexican rice. This pan is kind of too big. And this pan is not big enough. I think it'll be okay. So yeah, I also got to make some Mexican rice because he wants Mexican rice. So I'm doing a lot of things right now. Cooking myself something to eat, cooking lunch / dinner. Ooh, microwave. It seems turkey, chicken, fish are the only meats that do not attribute to pancreatic pain. Well, you know, dry herb voter. That's funny how you said that. So I adhere to the clean eating laws in scripture. So we don't eat like pork and shellfish and any of that stuff. Like we know that the reason for that is because it causes a whole bunch of diseases. So we stick to clean animals: lamb, deer, chicken, turkey, beef, you know, all the things like that. Fresh fish with scales and fins, you know. Let's see. Pinch of, yeah, I like salt and pepper in my eggs. Absolutely. And I always make these little like tortillas. It's like whole wheat flour. I put flaxseed meal in it and olive oil, salt, and pepper, so that when I want one, I just take one out and it defrosts really, you know, fast. Oops. So I keep them like for a quick meal. My dogs are barking because the neighbors are doing something. So yeah, I'm making some Mexican rice. Yesterday was Cinco de Mayo. Did anybody celebrate Cinco de Mayo? Mexican Independence Day. I don't really even know what that means. Mexicans became independent from what, who, when, where. I think that should be something I need to study. Do you compost? No, I don't dry herb voter, but I want to. I want to so bad because, or I've asked my husband if we could get rabbits because there's just so much, you know, waste of vegetables. And I'm like, sometimes we throw it in the back for the deer. Like if it's fruit or something, you know, like that we know deer eat, we'll throw it in the back because we have close to 2 acres of land. And we have a lot of deer back there. But I do know the importance of composting. We do have a little garden. I don't know. I'm not too knowledgeable of how to do it or, you know, stuff like that. But I definitely would love to compost. And I know there's a lot of videos on Rimshot Ali. Hi, I'm here in Georgia in the United States. So eggs, cheese, and flatbread. That's what I'm gonna eat real quick to get some energy while I'm prepping my vegetables to make RJ's lunch. Thank you, Rimshah Ali. You guys mind if I eat while we're hanging out? Is that kind of rude to eat while others aren't? A Ferris wheel and can compost. I rotate once they're full. It takes 6 to 9 months for hints to compost. That's amazing. Rimshah Ali says you eat fresh. That's why you look fresh. You are what you eat, right? Look at these beautiful tomatoes. I keep them in the fridge. That one's not good. But that, you know, sometimes you get good ones, sometimes you don't. You just got to go through it. And let me wash these real quick. What state? Georgia. Middle Georgia. But I was born and raised South Texas, close to the border of Mexico. Rimshah Ali. I try to hit at least 150 a day. Most of my meals consist of meat and protein. So I try to focus on fat and protein, like the kind of like the keto diet, you know, only eating vegetables that are, you know, complex or, you know, like this flatbread here in Maine. That's East Coast, right? Maine. Like, is that where Gloucester is? Hey, Tiggs, thank you. I just needed something really quick to eat, to give me some energy. Yeah, I'm in middle Georgia and it's like already getting really hot here. I have 2 dogs, so I keep having to open the door and there's flies getting in, but I have a Siberian Husky German Shepherd mix, and then his puppy that he had with the neighbor dog she's Siberian Husky miniature pit bull, but they're full of hair, and so I have to keep letting them in and out. Rimshot Ali says her boyfriend is half Mexican and half American. Oh, that's amazing. Did you guys do anything for Cinco de Mayo? No, not ATL. More south. More south, Tiggs. More south. We we ain't close to the Mason-Dixon line, if you know what I mean. Let me get some water. Hang on, guys. I'll be right back. I gotta get some water. The most northwestern state: lobster, blueberries, apples, maple syrup, potatoes, mosquitoes, and ticks. Yeah, mosquitoes are so bad right now in Georgia. Oh my goodness, you don't realize you're thirsty until you start drinking water. Then your body's like, more, more. Yeah, Tiggs. It's more like Macon area. A little south from that. It really is. It really is, Dry Herb Voter. Do you drink tea? Rimshot Ali, I do drink tea. I love herbal tea. Let me show you. So, some of the teas that I drink regularly are this hibiscus tea, which is really good for like people with high blood pressure or high blood sugars. And then this raspberry tea leaf is really good for like women who are going through like their menstrual cycles. And then my favorite is chamomile tea. I drink chamomile every night with a cinnamon stick. But I have tons of like herbal teas. So yeah, I love tea. I love, love, love tea. I can't drink like black tea or green tea because the caffeine in it. It makes me super anxious. So I stay away from it. I used to drink tons of coffee and caffeine all the time, but here lately as I'm getting older, I can't drink it anymore. These eggs are so good. Tiggs, I actually have some oolong tea. Oh wait, that's jasmine tea. But like can't reach it. Hold on. So I go to the Korean store, but I have jasmine tea. I used to have oolong tea, but I think we drank it all. But like I said, oolong tea and jasmine tea both have like high caffeine, so I keep it because if we meet somebody who likes caffeine tea, we have it. But you know, I can't drink tea with caffeine in it no more. Yes, caffeine tea is a little bit bad. Yes, it's super bad for anxiety. That's cool, Tig. Did you guys subscribe to my channel? I don't know if you want to or not, but my channel is just basically like everyday life. That's why it's called Everyday Life. You know, just going through everyday life. This is really just like a video diary for me. You know, just diarying my life, and I like to talk about scripture and stuff like that. But I was thinking, like, at first when I started YouTube, I was like not in it for like monetary reasons, but then as times started getting tough, like inflation, I was like, well, why not? You know, like, hang on, let me get some water. I was like, well, why not? You know, why not try to make a little extra money? People don't make a lot of money on YouTube unless they're like, you know, got millions and millions of subscribers and do all kinds of weird content. But thanks, Tiggs, for subscribing. So yeah, I figured why not try to make a little money, right? Even if it's like $100 a month, I could buy eggs with that. Dry Herb Voter says their favorite tea is matcha tea. Yeah, matcha tea is super, super healthy. Okay, guys, so now that I have finished my lunch, let's get started on lunch for my husband, okay? So I got 2 pans of wings here that I'm gonna put bell peppers in, and then I'm gonna make some brown Mexican rice because we use brown rice instead of white rice because white rice is basically just sugar. Excuse me, I have a super bad habit of chewing ice. I know it's super bad for you. But I don't know why I love to chew ice. So, okay, can you guys see my peppers? I got my bell peppers, my white onions. Well, Vidalia. Those are Georgia Vidalia onions. I don't know if anybody knows about Vidalia onions, but they are the best. So what are you guys doing today? What are y'all up to? Where are you from? Tiggs, Dry Herb Voter, and where is she at? Rimshaw, what are you guys up to today? Okay, so in Mexican, right, in Mexico, this is called the bandera, which means my flag. So it, you know, the colors of the flag. So they use, well, we, because I'm Mexican, we use this in a lot of our dishes like rice and meat. It's called our bandera. Tiggs, I didn't know there was a jasmine brown rice because my husband loves jasmine rice. Now, mind you, we do have a whole bunch of jasmine rice in our storage pantry, but I had like some issues with high blood sugars You guys, Tiggs, you'll see that if you want to go back to some of my earlier videos, I talk about that. Um, I talk about having high blood sugar and my whole scare with diabetes and all that stuff. But we stopped using white rice, white flour, grits, anything with added sugar. I can't do honey. I can't do agave nectar. And the only fruits that I eat are like strawberries, raspberries, and not blueberries, but blackberries. And my diet is like high protein, high fat, no carbs if possible. Um, Tiggs is at work. Tiggs is in Vegas. Is Vegas like super hot right now? Thinking about setting up my gardens and crafting my political protest signs. Okay, dry herb voter. So do you mind talking about like what are your views politically? I know that's taboo to like talk about politics, but I'm curious. You know, I want this to be a place where we guys can like express ourselves and not be judgmental, but hear each other out, you know? But yeah, look, the brown rice that I use is, sorry, my container's super dirty, but the brown rice that I use is the Asian brown rice. The, what's it called? Hang on, I'll show you. So this is the brown rice that we use. The I don't know how to say that. Nishiki, I think. I don't know. But the brown rice, this one's our favorite. And I just found out that the H Mart in Atlanta, you know, like those big Korean stores, they sell like a big 25-pound bag. So I'm thinking about going up there and buying a few of the 25-pound bags. But, and then, have you guys heard of farro? We love farro. The reason why is because it still has the husk on it, you know, so it doesn't like absorb really fast into your bloodstream as like sugar. I'm chewing ice again. Okay, so let's get our rice on. I was trying to see if I could move you guys over there. Or I'll just leave it here. Let's see. Oops. Sorry. My bad. Dealing with this tripod can be like kind of annoying. Okay. Yeah. I love, oops, there's a hole in it. Okay, so I gotta pour it in here. So yeah, we love this brown rice, and I've learned how to make, which some of this rice is out of the hole. They're trying to be slick. Check this out. Can you guys see that? Look, you see all those white grains? That means that the husk is not on it. That's kind of messed up. That's deceiving because that means there's white rice in here. Wow, you see what they did? They're mixing the white rice and the brown rice. See guys, companies are taking shortcuts because of these tariffs and inflation. Oh, Sun Lee Jasmine. Let me write that down. Does everybody have a kitchen drawer that has like mess in it? Okay, it's called Sun Lee. And that's brown jasmine and red rice. Okay, now is red rice, does red rice have the hole on it? You know, like you know what I'm talking about? So I wrote it down, Sunli, and you're saying that's brown jasmine rice, right? I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna look that up, Tiggs. Yeah, I'll Google it because my husband loves jasmine rice, but we stopped eating the white rice. So I know the jasmine is like the fragrance that they put in it. Okay, I totally will. Thank you, Tiggs. See, that's why I love YouTube, because this is a place where we can share information. Like, where else would I have known about that? Well, I guess I never actually thought to Google brown jasmine rice because I thought it was, you know, yeah, anyway. Okay, so let's get this Mexican rice going. Because my husband's going to be calling soon because he's hungry. Okay, so we got our tomato paste. I don't know if you'll find it out there. Well, Tiggs, maybe I can order it offline, off the internet, because I'm a big online shopper too. So let me wash this rice real quick. But you know what, Tiggs? Tiggs, check this out. So I don't know if you can tell, I've never seen this before in that rice, but if you look closely, can you see those white grains of rice? I've never seen that. Because you know, that brand of rice, they also have the white sushi rice. Look, I think they're like totally putting the white rice in with the brown to like cut costs. Do you see that? I have never, look at all that white rice in there. I've never seen that. That makes me so mad because I'm going to have to be very careful with eating this because I can't eat white rice. Ugh, that's just terrible. So I'm going to wash a cup of this. Hang on, guys, I'm here. I need to get one of those like swivel stands that like follow you around. Yeah, it's totally mixed. Hey, Liz. There's one of my mods. I'm cooking lunch for RJ. He's out working this week, and I'm by myself. So I needed some company to just make sure I'm not all in my anxiety-ness, you know? So I just jumped on live because I know Jackie usually goes on live about 3 o'clock my time. So I just wanted to jump on and if she gets on, I'll get off because, you know, I got to tune into my girl. But you don't, Tiggs? Why? Well, you know, the reason why I use that rice is because it's still in the hull, HAUL. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And so for me, because of how I have to eat, it's easier on my body, you know. You fry, yes, for Mexican rice, you fry the rice, you fry it. I'm gonna move my tripod, okay? So y'all hang in there because it might be a little bumpy, but I'll move it to the stove so you guys can see how I make my Mexican brown rice, okay? Hang on. Let me plug this in real quick. Oh. Okay. So yeah, so all I'm doing is I'm gonna brown the rice. And guys, I don't know why we do this. This is how I've always been taught, is to make Mexican rice, you just fry it a little bit. Okay, cooking with foil can put metal in the food. Oh, like the foil pans I'm using, it takes a week for it to leave the human body. It's called leaching. Microwaves are okay, but they kill the food value. Oh, okay. Dryer herb voter, thank you for that. So yeah, I fry the rice like this, and you just want it to get like a little brown, you know? Just, uh-oh. Okay, I don't know. This plug here is kind of iffy. No, you're fine, dry herb. Can you guys still see my vlog light? Is this, for some reason, this outlet is not a good one. I don't know why. Okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna use, I like these little bone broths. Well, yeah, I don't know. Is it called toasting or frying? I don't know. Look, I was raised in South Texas, and all the women down there, my tias and everybody, this is how we do it, okay? We put some oil in the pan, which I use olive oil, and you just toast or fry the rice a little bit. Then the seasonings I'm going to use are onion powder, cumino, garlic, and let's see. I have one of these open. Yes, I have paprika. Ah! Okay. Got all my spices together. Hang on. So now that it's a little toasted, and you can see it's brown, you know, I'm gonna put in the bell pepper and onion to let that fry with, yeah, I guess fry with the rice. And the tomato. I'm gonna put the seasoning, and guys, I don't, hey, I lived in South Texas. Oh, okay. Cool. What part of South Texas? And guys, I don't measure my seasonings. I just know, you know what I mean? I just know how much needs to go in there. So I put onion powder, garlic powder, I put some comino or cumin. It's like a smoky flavor. My husband always says it smells like armpits when when I use comino. And then we're gonna do some black pepper. And I don't salt it yet because, you know, all this has got to cook down. And paprika, a little bit of paprika. Move that knife. I'm a messy cooker, guys, so she's toasting it in the skillet. It brings out a nuttiness and helps it bloom when the liquid is added. Yeah. Okay, Tig, San Antonio. All right. How was that for you? Did you like San Antonio? Oops. See, guys, I'm a messy cook. We're gonna let all that cook down a little bit. I might need to add, no, I don't need to add more oil. My vlog light, I don't know what's wrong with this plug. I'm gonna have the electrician come look at it. I think it needs like a fuse or something. I'm not sure, but for some reason this plug and that plug. Okay, and now, where are you at now? Were you in the military, or like, why were you there? I think I'm gonna move it back to the other side, guys. Or do you want to stay and watch the rice? Okay. I just asked that because I know there's a lot of military bases out there. My husband's military, so. All right, now I'm gonna add my chicken broth. Just to get the spices together, you know, let them. Now guys, I'm gonna tell you right now, Mexicanas, or anyone from South Texas, everybody makes their Mexican rice different. You ain't gonna meet one lady or one man who makes the same Mexican rice anywhere, you know. You just make it to how you want it, and that's it, you know what I'm saying? Hang on. So I'm gonna add a little bit of, just a little bit of tomato paste. I can't believe, okay? Who are those people, David? We don't know any of them people. My sister lives out there and she's in the Air Force. Oh, super cool. Super cool. That's how I make this rice, like, you know, Mexican style brown rice. My husband loves it. It takes a little bit longer than regular rice to cook, because it is brown rice. Okay, you stayed with them for a while? Well, that was cool that they let you stay there. And you can use water too if, you know, you don't have. And I like this one. I like this brand here because it has 1 carbohydrate and like 1 gram of sugar. And the ingredients don't have anything crazy. Like, it doesn't have natural flavors or artificial flavors. It's chicken broth and mirepoix, which is onion, carrot, celery, sea salt, black pepper, bay leaf, and thyme. And that's it. Topek, hey. That's called Mexican red rice, yeah? Yeah, yes. I say Mexican brown rice because it's brown rice. But yeah, send me a plate when you're done. Hey, Mari. Mariposa. Girl, I just wanted to jump on live. Can you text Jackie and ask her if she's going live today? Because, girl, you know I got to tune into my girl, but, you know, I was all in my head. RJ's been at work all week, and I just wanted to keep myself distracted, so I just jumped on live to kind of keep me busy while I'm cooking. Do you like ramen noodles? Ramsha, I can't eat ramen. But yeah, I used to love ramen noodles. Yes. So now we're going to let this cook. That's all you do. And any Mexican lady or Spanish lady you meet, all right, herb voter, I'm using foil because, you know, that's just how I roll. But it's just to cover the rice. Now, if you meet anybody who makes rice, they're going to say, do not stir the rice, which they're right. Oh, she did? I didn't even get that notification. Okay, Mari's going to text Jackie to see if she's going to go live on her regular channel. Because if she does, I'm going to be jumping off of here, guys. Because, hang on. Oops. That's super yellow, right? Does that look yellow on my face? Hang on. How do you change that? Ooh. Okay. All right, so we got the rice in. We're going to put the rest of these bell peppers in the freezer. And the lid? Where's my lid to that pan? Oh, wait. I don't have a lid to this pan. Okay. I'll use the gravy pan. Okay, Liz, I did it. I'm gonna use, I put the lid on the pan. Also, Liz, like you said, I was in the kitchen all day. It felt like you all. Oh, really? Today, Liz? Okay, waiting for Jackie to reply. That sounds delicious. Okay. So, next thing is getting this wings in. Let me show you guys how I do these wings for RJ. Look, Marty. RJ hooked it up. RJ hooked it up. I said, hey, the ladies, guys, I tell them that all the time. Hey, the ladies on YouTube, they're doing it like this. So can I get some gloves? That's how I tell RJ all the time. My girl Madi on YouTube, she uses gloves, babe. Can I get some? Hang on, let me grab my knife. Okay, I'm going to make sweet pepper sandwiches, probably pasta. Ooh, I'm making wings for RJ. Yes, the gloves, girl. See? YouTube teaches you stuff. If it wasn't for Marilyn. Because I'm like, yeah. Girl, I usually like, when I'm dealing with chicken, I have to go and take like the scrub brush and scrub. Yeah. To make sure I get all the chicken from under my nails. So RJ called and he requested me to cook him some dinner or some lunch because he's going to be out all day. So I'm going to make 2 pans of wet wings for him, like how he likes. And I have some to-go trays that I buy from Sam's because of his job, so that when he wants something to eat, I can put it in like a to-go plate, and yeah, it would be ready for him to take, you know? Guys, I'm almost done with school. I got my last exam opens on the 9th. And so far, ladies, I got all A's this semester. And I'm going to be taking some summer classes just to hurry up and get this degree out of the way. And then I go straight into my master's. But so far, so good. I don't know. That's a lot of peppers for 2 trays. RJ really likes it saucy, so I think I'm going to cut another one. He loves these bell peppers underneath the wings. This one didn't have no seeds in it. It helps me with, yeah, okay. So proud of you. And you know what, Liz, I'm so happy that the Father in heaven has allowed me to understand how to do this whole college thing, because I tried doing college right out of high school, girl, and I was bad. I didn't have any sense of responsibility. I ended up signing up for classes, and then as soon as I got my Pell Grant, I dropped out. So then I owed all that money back, and RJ, like a few years ago, he was like, we're gonna pay that debt and you're gonna go back to school. And so then and hey Stephanie, hey sis, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I know you're at work and your work is very important. I'm waiting to see if Jackie's gonna go live. Not sadly, you're blessed to have a job, girl. Listen, you gotta look at every positive thing. You know what I'm saying? You live by scripture, so remember the children of Israel, when they were in the wilderness, they complained, and that's why all that stuff happened. Remember? So we gotta, me and RJ were just talking about this. We gotta be grateful for every little situation that we're in and find the beauty in it, you know? Find the beauty in your job. It's paying the bills, girl. Gotta encourage one another. Iris is great keeping on track. Proud of you and your hard work. Mighty, I am not great of keeping on track, but I'm telling you, you ladies don't know how much you help me and keep me accountable, because, you know, it helps. Just know that it helps. You guys help me so much. Let me put this on. My youngest is headed to college this fall in San Antonio, and I'm afraid he's going to do the same, but I have to let him yeah, I know, Liz. Isn't that crazy? You just have to let them go through it, like, and be there and be ready for the prodigal son, you know what I'm saying? Like, welcome him back. Like, just be, you know, be ready for anything, but let them know they can come to you about anything, because you don't want them to feel afraid to tell you what's really going on. You know the story of my children, and I don't have them, and I think about stuff like that all the time, like what would I have done, you know? And maybe they'll surprise you, you know, maybe they won't. Hey, child of Yah. Guys, my eye, look, my eye just watered. Ugh, hold on. I got one chicken hand, one not chicken hand. What's for dinner, sis? I'm making RJ some wings. RJ's out working all day. Well, he's working all week. So he called me earlier and he wanted a tray of wings. I mean, a plate. Hold on. Excuse me. So I'm making him some Mexican rice and some wet wings, girl. This is what he calls wet wings. I just flood it with sweet peppers, and it makes like a sauce with the like the fat that comes off of the wings underneath it, you know. And I've been in my like meal prep era right now, because, you know, I'm closing out the last little bit of school. But these full trays have come in clutch. I bought them at Sam's Club, girl, and I've been like cooking everything in them. Trays of stuff, so I don't have to stand here and cook all day, you know. Man, and you know what would be nice? If my mother-in-law liked my cooking, because I don't think she does. But if she liked my cooking, man, I would be making trays for her so she could have, you know. So that's how I do it. Look, I just put the wings on top and the peppers underneath. And the cooking of the wings, like the fat it releases, it's crazy. It makes like a almost like a gravy under it. Yeah, Stephanie, Yahuwah, Yahusha, bless you too, mamas. I love you. I think about you. I think about all you ladies every day. I'd be like, I wonder what they're doing today. You know? And then I put a little bit of sea salt on top. Just a little. Looks like I gotta grind up some more salt. It's not coming out of my thing. There's no more salt. Take the gloves off. And let's see if this is ready. No. Let's check our rice. Still looks good. Yeah, got all that done. Let's see, my beautiful tomatoes. Hey ladies, do y'all like sardines? Have y'all ever seen this? Sardines? The La Sirena sardines? Liz, I saw on a YouTube channel this girl, so she opens the can, right? She opens the can and then she puts like some fresh basil. Then she takes some fresh mozzarella, like the circle one, like you can peel off its slice. Then she puts it on like that. And then she puts the whole can like this in the oven and just like broils the cheese to where it's all melty. Girl, it looks so good. So I had to get this because it's in tomato sauce. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I bought 4 of these and I'm waiting to try that recipe because it looks so good. And speaking of sardines, I need to take my omega-3s real quick. Okay, yeah, absolutely. So this is the omega-3s that I take, which helped me bring up my vitamin D3 levels because they were really low. And I just take a spoon like this every day. It doesn't taste like, it doesn't taste bad. It tastes like orange. Yes. I don't know what that means, young. I don't know what that means at all. Look, Liz, I blew my hair out today. Hey, nope, it stopped. Wait, is the live still on? RG called and I was like, Did you, like, Liz, could you hear me talking to RJ? Liz, my hair is so dry. I don't know if it's because like suddenly I'm 40 and you know with the whole like hormones or whatever, like my hair is super dry. You guys let me know if it's still on. I don't know if it went off or what. But I put the wings in. Boom. Let me let these dogs in real quick because, yeah, I think that's what it is. Because my hair is super dry. And look, this is all breakage. All this here, it's breakage. Which it could be because I started using my dandruff shampoo again. But I'm waiting for Madi to tell me if Jackie's gonna go live. Let me get these stinking dogs back in here because it's hot out here. Yeah. And you know the crazy part is, Liz, is like I get dandruff. So if I'll use my Head and Shoulders, but if I use it too many times, it dries my hair out so bad. And then I get a lot of breakage. Let me let these dogs in because they're hot. All right, come on. All right, y'all go cool off. Yeah, there's, let me see, where's that shampoo that I use? So I found these, Liz, the husk with the tea tree, which they're really good. And I love the way they smell. But I'm running out. I love the way tea tree smells. Oh, it smells so good. So good. It smells so good it makes you want to get in the shower. And I also use like tea tree oil. Like when I'm in the shower, I like sprinkle tea tree on the shower floor so that it smells. Yeah, me too. I love me some tea tree. Yes, Liz, and my skin be so dry. Like sometimes I just run my hands under water and like just to quench my skin. Like I know it's the perimenopause because my skin has never felt like this. And you can't explain it to somebody. You're like, you'll know when your skin is dry. Like it's a weird feeling. It's such a weird feeling. I gotta make some more salt. People are like, what do you mean you gotta make salt? Gotta make some more salt. Because I buy the organic sea salt from, like the real sea salt. And I gotta make some more because it's in chunks. Yeah, I told RJ about that. And we do have hard water out here. So this is my spice grinder that I got off of Temu. And it works so well. But that's when Temu was like low prices. Now Temu might as well be Amazon. And I just put the salt in there because it's like chorus sea salt. Like that. I was trying to hide all my dishes. I got tons of dishes I gotta do. And then you just grind it. Hey, Julia from Kentucky. And that's your salt. Hey Liz, do you eat a lot of ground beef living in Texas? Like, is that a Texas thing? Because girl, I love me my ground beef, right? Hey Liz, is Jackie on live? My eye keeps watering. So RJ called and was asking about lunch. Hey, Rob late. I don't know. Ground chuck. Yeah, I actually bought some chuck roast to grind myself. RJ bought me a meat grinder attachment for my KitchenAid. And all right, well, go to sleep. You know, go to sleep because you need to do well on that test. Trust me, I know. Oh, okay. I was just wondering because, you know, I just got on here because RJ went to work and I don't know, I felt lonely, so. Yeah, I've actually used it. I've used it for chicken breast and it works really well, right? I mean, it better. That thing was close to $200. It better work right. And that's our salt. Boom. Yeah, it's even gotten so bad out there we make our own salt. Because we don't trust them. We don't trust the people out there. Yeah. Man, Liz, we were just talking about that. You know, and we were grateful that we were able to go grocery shopping, of course. But our grocery bill this month was astronomical. And Liz, I have a habit of chewing ice. It's been so hot here. Yeah, I like buying the chunky coarse salt. I want to try Redmond's. Is it Redmond's or Realman's salt? They have like their own salt mine. Yes, Liz. And you know what's crazy? My husband was like, you think it's because of your iron? And I was like, I think maybe at first it was my iron. You know how people with low iron crave salt? I was like, but I think it became a habit. You know, and now it's more of a habit for me. Let's check our rice, Liz. Let's see. Looks good. It's doing good. All right, let's turn the oven light on because I'll keep messing with that. Well, now let's do dishes, right? We did all that part. Now It's dish time. Now I gotta fill my cup back up. Let me turn the TV on for the dogs. Do you guys do that? Am I the only one who puts on the TV for noise, like for the dogs? Because it makes them feel like RJ's here because they're obsessed with my husband. They love RJ so much. My dogs love my husband so, so much. RJ, watch this? What a sweetheart. I will even make plain ice slushies at first. I think it's because I'm severely anemic, but now I'm just an addict. Yeah, me too. Because I'm taking iron supplements, so I think it's like, hey, Liz, how low has your ferritin been? Like, what's the lowest it ever was? I'm curious because, hang on, let me get another cup of ice water. Here, you guys want the TV on? Here. Daddy's working. Papa's working, okay? Papa's at work. Yeah, me too, Liz. So it's dishes time. I'm gonna wash dishes. So I'm gonna light my kitchen candle. We're gonna wash these dishes before RJ comes and picks up his lunch. Oh, this is that new candle that he bought me from the commissary, or the BX, or P, well, I don't know what it's called, BX, PX. But it smells so good. And it was on sale. It was like 30% off. Because you know Yankee candles are super expensive, but for a reason. I mean, the scent lasts and it smells up the house. It really does. I'll put this on the table. PX if you're near. Okay, so it's on the Air Force Base. So is it BX or PX or? I'm 40 years old. Oops. BX. What does that stand for, Liz? Mm. Hey, Sarah. Base exchange. Okay, so PX would have to be, what would BX stand for? Post. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Liz be on it, girl. Liz know her military stuff. So now I gotta clean up my mess and wash dishes. Which, Liz, is another thing. My hands get super dry after washing dishes. And maybe it's because I use bleach in my water. I don't know. I don't put a lot. I literally put less than a cap full. My dad was in Vietnam. I didn't know that until I was looking for his obituary online. Because that's what when I look for someone, I look for their obituary. And he was in the Vietnam War. I had no idea. Of course, because I was an orphan. My dad had to sign his rights over because he went to prison. That's the last memory I have of him, of saying goodbye to him when I was 3 years old. I even remember the dress I wore. So yeah, I got RJ's luncheon. I fed myself some eggs and cheese, and now I'm washing up some dishes. You okay, Tango boy? You big boy? What's wrong? What's wrong, baby? Huh? Come here. Come here. You big boy? I love you. Sierra, what's wrong? Y'all are okay. Papa's at work. Daddy's working. So Liz, what are you up to right now? Did you get all your cooking done already? I know, I was sad too about it, but I don't know, girl. I have like how do you say it? No, how do you say it? Compartmentalize? I don't know how you say it. I don't know. I have a switch in my brain, basically, that I can just turn off. Praise Yah, that I can just like separate myself from that kind of stuff and not be like all down about it, But I was a little sad to find out he was already gone, Because I do like question myself, like even still today, I wonder like, should I contact my mom? Because I know exactly where she lives. I have her phone number. I have her address. I know more about her than she knows about me. And I'm like, should I reach out to her? That's so scary to think. Like, I do forgive her. Like, I know that she, like she was young when she had me and on drugs, and I can totally relate to that. Yeah, compartmentalize. I don't know how to say it. Compartment. Basically, it's like you just put it somewhere in your brain. Is you don't think about it. You're able just to turn that switch off. But I thought about calling, but then like I have to be prepared. Have you seen that movie with Sylvester Stallone where is it his daughter? I don't know. It's this little girl that he was taking care of on a ranch, and she wants to go find her dad, and she goes to find her dad, and she knocks on his door, and she's thinking it's gonna be like some sweet thing, right? Like, hold on, I gotta sneeze again. Excuse me. And she thinks it's gonna be like some sweet thing, and she knocks on his door ready to see her dad that she hadn't seen since she was a little girl. And he opens the door and he's like, what do you want? And I'm like, oh my goodness, like, what if I go back to look for my mom or contact my mom and she's like, what do you want? I know. That's the scary part. Like, what if she don't want nothing to do with me? Like, it's better that she, or, I don't know. That's something I have to pray on and really like search, you know, search the scriptures about that, because I do wonder, you know. Can we unmod and ban Elizabeth? No, I will not ban Elizabeth. She's my mod. Hey, listen, I trust Elizabeth's discretion. So if there's something that she is uncomfortable with, and she times you out, well, so be it. What you want me to do about it? She knows what my channel's about, and she knows, you know, she knows what's not acceptable on here. She would be in a different place in life. I know, I thought about that too. Like, that would be an interesting vlog, right? I'm gonna talk to RJ about it and see. Because I'm not gonna lie, I have that, like, it's like wanting, I mean, I grew up so long without a mom, you know, and there are times in life that you do wish you had a mom, like when you're going through perimenopause, or, you know, like, you want someone to be able to talk to about these things, and who else better than your mom? Like, you know, like your own mom. You know, some other people in life, they ain't so kind, you know, they don't want to be bothered with you, and they just don't like who you are, I guess. Sometimes, girl, sometimes my face bothers people, just my face alone. And I'm like, you know, what if I did contact my mom and it was a relationship that it was that missing piece, you know, like. And RJ always talks about meeting his in-laws, like, he, you know, I don't know. That'd be interesting. Right, right. Yeah, Liz is on top of it. No, I trust you, Liz. You know, I ain't about that drama, girl. I'm gonna talk to RJ though, for real, Liz, and see, like, hey, how would you feel if I called? What should I do? Should I call or write a letter? I don't know. It's so crazy to think about. You know what I did do, Liz? So when you're a foster kid, there's a website you can go on and request like your whole foster care history. And girl, mine is long, because I was in since I was 2, from the age of 2 to 19. So it's like an extensive case file. But I requested it because it tells you like incident reports. It'll give you a whole bunch of stuff, but there's going to be like names and addresses redacted from it. But I'm curious because, you know, I'd like to know what they wrote or observed. And it'll also tell me of like police reports of why I was taken away from my parents and stuff like that, you know? Yeah, thought about it. I'm gonna ask RJ to see what he thinks about it. I know he's given me his blessing before, and like, you should contact your mom. You know. Why not? I mean, my goodness. You only live once. What if there's something I can say that can make her feel like, oh, you know, like, be set free from her guilt? Because I know what it's like to have children and not have them, you know? Like, I know that guilt. I deal with that guilt silently all the time. And I do, like, always think about, like, if my son came to contact me, or hopefully he knows he can find, you know. Man, that'd be crazy. That'd be so crazy if she was like so welcoming to me. Like, Mija, you know. uh, you know, because I'm not gonna lie, like I always like, I have issues with relationships where I find myself like wanting to be accepted by other people and putting myself out there for other people, and I don't get it back the same way I put it out there, you know. And I know that being in the body of the Messiah, like you're gonna be mistreated, you're gonna that's gonna happen, you know. Um, but like, yeah, I don't know. It's all very informative. I worked in a group home for children who were wards of the state. We had to read our clients' case files. Yeah, I know. I've already prepared myself because the crazy thing is like I know what happened in my life because I went through it. So, like if I read it, I'm like, yeah, I already knew that happened to me. So it wouldn't be like such a surprise. Yeah, I lived in group homes too. They put me in group homes. I was like in a runaway shelter for 90 days. I don't know if you ever heard of one in Victoria, Texas. They don't have it anymore, but it was called, actually, I don't even remember what it was called. But I lived in a group home setting kind of in Ingram, Texas, Liz. I don't know, you can probably Google it. It's called Hill Country Youth Ranch. When I got there, I was 12 years old. Well, I was 11, and then I turned 12, but I stayed there until I graduated high school after I got there because I was like, ooh, finally a place that's like, you ain't with like these foster parents, these crazy foster parents, man. Like, that was, oh. As soon as I found out I could get out of a foster home and not have to go back to another foster home, I was out of there. Those people, some of those people are just weird, man. And then you gotta live by their rules and their attitudes and how they view life. It was hard, but yeah, I'm gonna talk to RJ because I'm really considering that. And you know, I always like tell myself, for some reason, when I think about contacting my mom, I always think about other people's feelings. Like, how are they going to feel about this? I don't want them to feel... And I'm like, Iris, stop all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people, why are you going to just do what you are led to do? Like, don't worry about other people. But that's the thing I have to be careful with, because what if the enemy is trying to lead me somewhere that I'm not supposed to go, you know? So that's why I know I have to pray about it and really ask the Father. Yeah, because it takes out the middleman, you know what I'm saying? Like, some of those foster parents, they were just doing it for a dollar bill because they get money from the state. And they don't care about these children. And then when they ready, like, I'm telling you, the most heartbreaking thing I went through was getting used to a foster home, right? And then, like, girl, there was one foster home that I got so used to. I started calling the mom, like I started calling the lady mom and the dad, because we were there for like years. And then, like, no kidding, I'm not exaggerating this. The lady had set us down, right? And was like, the state's gonna come pick, your caseworker's gonna come pick you up. And we're like, what? And she was like, me and your dad, this is what she said, me and your dad, oh, whatever. Me and your dad have an opportunity to go to Italy, and we're going to take it. So they're going to come pick you up. And I was like, what? I was like, we're calling you mom and dad, and you're giving us up because you want to go to Italy? Like, get out of here. Oh my goodness, that broke my heart. And I was like 9 years old when that happened. Yeah, we went on outings. They took us out to eat, and we used to get clothes vouchers. Like, it was no more of having the it was no more of the foster parent getting the money, having to take care of the children. Like, the money came directly to us. And then when you find out how much these foster homes, how much these foster parents were making, and you were eating like, you were eating from the food stamp lines and, you know, having to go get food from the food pantries, you're like, what? You guys are making a lot of money. Like, and that's why a lot of these children get abused, because that's why they don't be checking, they don't be doing the background checks like they need to for these foster homes. Yeah. Man, I remember those clothing vouchers. We used to go to Walmart. That's why I'm like, even still, like, I don't be buying expensive clothes. You know? I shop at Walmart. Ain't no shame in my game. Shoot. My clothes is not what make me who I am. But I like me some Walmart clothes because they're cheap. And, you know, I've been shopping at Walmart, like, since the foster care system. They give us $100 every 3 months, and we used to go get underwear and socks and, you know, a few shirts and pairs of shoes. Back then, $100 was a lot. But yeah, girl, that's what's been on my mind lately. Especially as I get older, you know, like, I don't have that in my life. Another woman I can talk to about what's going on with my body, or like things that, like, I think about biblically. I think about, like, in the Bible, like how the women had each other, you know, like to talk to, and it wouldn't be like this like weird thing, or, you know. And I think about that, like, man, if I had my mom, I could ask my mom, like, hey, did you go through this? Is this normal? And my genetics come from her. So she'd be like, yeah, I went through that because we're the same. You're from my body, you know, like, that's normal. Sometimes that's just all you need to hear. You need to hear someone tell you, like, you're not crazy. That's normal to go through, you know. All the other stuff is like, man, sometimes you just want someone nice in your life, like. I'm talking about, like, other women, you know, like. That's why I have my YouTube community. Yeah, imagine now, $4,000 per child. That's what I'm telling you. These people are making money off these children. And then, whenever they want, they just give them up. They be like, oh, we can't handle her. We can't handle this. No, whatever. And you know what, Liz? I also think about, like, my mom would be somebody I could talk to who would, like, not judge me, you know, of what happened in my life, because it happened to her, you know. I'm parentless. My stepmom passed in 1995, and my dad will be 10 years this September. I didn't grow up with my birth mother, long story, but she was capable of being mom. Yeah. Yeah, and you know what's crazy, Liz, is, like, I've met a lot of people who were never in foster care, but when you listen to their stories, like, they were like the perfect candidate to be in foster care. Like you could have been a foster child, you know, but not that I wish that on anybody, because like I've told you guys before, I was never abused by my parents. My parents never physically abused us. They didn't sexually abuse us. It was, basically my parents were young. My dad had just come back from Vietnam War, hooked on hair, you know, hooked on that stuff, hooked on the needle. Because I remember I have vivid memories, a few memories of both of my parents, very young, like doing drugs. And they ended up getting arrested and went to prison. And that's why they had to sign their rights over, because there was nobody else, you know, willing to take us or anything. So it wasn't like they abused us, but me and my brother, we got abused in the foster care system by foster parents. And That's why if we meet people in the community and they're like, we're foster parents, or I look at them like, what kind of foster parents are you? Because mind you, are there some foster parents out there? Yeah, there's some good ones out there. Yeah, you know what? I had a whole family, girl. Like, I had my mom had sisters. She has two sisters. I know their names too. She had sisters, and she had my grandmother. And what's crazy is, when I was 9 years old, the state let us go stay with them for a summer, and we thought we were gonna stay there forever. Like, we thought that was it. We thought we were out of state's care, and for some reason, I don't know what happened, but they ended up calling the state and were like, we can't take them, we can't keep them. I don't know if that's because my mom was like threatening to come back to it, you know, because they didn't want us to be in contact with my mom until we were 18, because that was the law or whatever. So I don't know if they took us away because she was like threatening to come get us, or what the case was. But one day the state came and picked us up, and I never saw them again until I was 15. I saw them one more time, and yeah, it's crazy. I had a whole I have a whole family out there somewhere, like, and my brother, like, I haven't seen my brother since since I was 15, and he's out there somewhere. But, and it's all a matter of like a phone call, you know, like, I know where they are. I don't know. Because sometimes I'm like, what if I could be that one person to like plant a seed about the Father and the Messiah, and that help them turn their life around, or, you know, give their life to Christ. Like, my dad was active duty Army and naturally being shipped all over, but when he came back stateside and realized what was going on, we moved with him. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, girl. There was like a pandemic of heroin, I already say it, when the Vietnam War happened, and my dad, he got bad on that stuff, girl. And his obituary, you know what's crazy, Liz? Want to hear something crazy? You naturally, right, as an orphan, when you're given up, like, you naturally think like your people forget about you, right? So I naturally thought like, they don't remember me or nothing, right? But when I found my dad's obituary, and the crazy thing is when I saw his obituary, I knew in a split second that was my dad. Hang on, let me check my rice. Rice looks good, girl. I thought I'd burn it for a second. But when I saw my dad's obituary, oh, you want to see the picture, Liz? I got it. You want to see it? I've never showed it before. Would you like to see it? It's my dad's obituary picture, but he's in his uniform. Hang on, let me grab it. Okay. I knew you were going to say yes. Okay. That's my dad. He died when he was 63. He was born and raised in San Diego, Texas, and that's his name. Yeah, and he looks just like my brother. My brother looks just like that. Yep. And so, I naturally thought like, he's not. My people don't forgot about me. But when I found his obituary and I read it, it said my name. It said my name and my brother's name as his children. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Because mind you, like, it's my mom's whole family and then my dad's whole family. So like I have family out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think it's just my fear of rejection. And I do struggle with what scriptures say, because if I do meet them and they're not on the side of the Bible, like I can't, you know what I'm saying? All I can do is pray for them and hope that they come into the light. But like, I have like my dad's whole family is out there somewhere. But what was amazing to me was like he mentioned me in his obituary, or whoever wrote the obituary. I was in there, and that just took me back. I was like, what? They didn't forget about me. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, well, and that's the crazy part is when my dad had me for a little while, like when he had me and my brother, like I remember my dad, like we were walking the streets, girl, like I remember staying like with some of his friends and like him trying to make it, but he was the one who had me and my brother. My mom disappeared. uh I don't have very many memories of my mom, but I remember being with my dad, and I remember my dad going to the CPS office in Alice, Texas, and like sitting in the front, like trying to get help with food stamps. And I remember that being so young. I remember that, and then I remember like going to the Alice County Jail and having to say goodbye to him, and because he had to sign his rights over. And I remember them telling us like, this is the last time you're gonna see your dad. And I remember him crying and saying goodbye. But I don't ever remember my mom. Like I have one memory of my mom, and that memory is her taking me to a house. She took me and my brother to a house after she got high in the truck. We were in a truck. She got high. I remember her getting high while we were in the truck. And then we went to this house, and they were having like this big Easter egg hunt, and she dropped us off, and we were crying. I remember crying, and I remember whoever was there was like trying to distract me from crying, and they were like, look, 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 and they gave me the golden egg or whatever, and it was full of money. But like that's the last memory I have of her until like I was 15, and the state let me call her. And because I was like wondering where my brother was, because my brother had emancipated out of foster care. And I remember her telling me like, you'd be so proud, I made parole. So that solidified to me that she had just made parole. Like she had been in prison the whole time I was in foster care. So her making parole was like, oh wow, she was in prison for a long time. I don't know exactly what they did. I know I did hear something when I was younger that it was because of fraud, and I want to say it was food stamp fraud, but I don't know. That could just be, I don't know. That's why I want my case file. Dryer herb voter. Are you talking about your dad? My dad died of pancreatic cancer, and I wasn't in his obituary. I'm sorry about that, Dryer. I never got to meet him, but talked to him on the phone. Wow. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like everybody in life, like everybody out here in this world, like we all have our own war story. Like we all have been through it, like nobody's story is better or worse. Like, like I hate when people are like, oh, I've been through worse. Oh, that ain't nothing. And I'm like, that's not even fair. Like, because to that person, that's the worst thing they have ever been through. Like, how are you going to say, oh, that ain't nothing? Like, we all have our war stories in life, and we all have to just encourage one another and comfort one another. And that's one thing that irks me so bad, is when somebody says, oh, you ain't got it bad as me, or, you know, that ain't nothing. Oh, like, what? I was his firstborn. He lived in Indiana. Terribly unfortunate. Yes, I know. But look at you now, Dry Herb. You're in Maine, right? You're in Maine? And living your life. Saludos de Sacramento, California. Hey, Juan. Mr. Alvarado. Speaking of California, Liz, tell me why these bad boys here, see these avocados? Let's see. Can you see that it says product of Mexico? These things have gone up to $1.19. Let's see what Liz says. Exactly, and everyone processes their, yeah, exactly, Liz. I know, girl. They're so expensive, and RJ loves avocado. I love avocado too, but they are super expensive. Yeah, we love avocado. Dry Herb, did you subscribe? We've been chatting it up. I do on one of my videos, I do a Chipotle. Is that what that restaurant's called? Chipotle? I do a Chipotle guacamole, which it's my favorite recipe. The Chipotle recipe, because it's so simple ingredients, simple, fresh ingredients. But yeah, Liz, hopefully I've been stalking the email of them, like, telling me about my case file, because it said they received the request, they're processing it, and so then the next thing I'm waiting for is a PDF file, and I'm sure that PDF file is going to be ginormous, but I have enough space on my computer to open it. I have a whole terabyte. So that's gonna be crazy to get that file. Liz, me and RJ started our own avocado tree. You know what? Let me do one right now on live, as we're on live. I started an avocado tree, and it grew, and it had leaves, and we put it outside here in Middle Georgia, and it died because, well, it died because it got cold one night. And apparently avocado trees have to be in warm climate. But I looked it up, and somebody had an avocado tree, and they kept it inside, and it grew avocados. And I know it's going to take years, many, many years. Oh yeah, absolutely. He will. Actually, I think I'm going to give it to him to read first, to be honest. I'm going to give him the files and let him read it, and then, you know, he can help me process through that if he wants. Yeah, well, we don't really have a garage. Like, ours is like a, you know, like a patio port. Oh my goodness, Liz, guess what? So in that corner, look, you see behind my head, in that corner over there, RJ had put a piece of plywood, right? Because there were some birds who came and nested, some North Carolina chickadees who would come every year and have their nest right there, right? And so he put like some netting under it. So because one year, you know how the mama bird will kick a bird out if they're not, I don't know. if you know she'll kick the bird out of the nest. Well, one year that happened, and we went outside and found a little baby bird out there, and so he put like a netting under it, right? Yeah, a carport. And girl, we had some chickadees come back this spring and put their eggs in there, and RJ parks a car right there, so the one of the cats, not Sugar, but the other cat, Oreo, jumped onto the car, pulled the net down, and took. I heard, like, girl, the video is so sad because we went out there and the nest was on the ground, and I was like, what happened? So I went back to the security footage because I have a camera under the carport, and I'm looking at the footage, and Oreo had jumped up on. Oreo had jumped up on the car, pulled the net down, and ate the birds. And I'm in the video, I'm hearing these birds like scream for their life, like they're screaming as they're being killed. And it broke my heart. RJ was like, I'm so sorry, babe, you know, like, because I get so emotional with animals. And but he's like, that's just nature, that's just, you know, that's sin. He's like, that's sin in this world, that's what happens. And I was like, oh my goodness, our baby birds. And he destroyed the nest. And this nest was a generational nest. They had been coming back. We've lived in this house now for 8 years. No, not 8. It'll be 7 in November. We've lived in this house for 7 years. We closed on this house 7 years ago, right? In November. And every year those birds were coming to nest in that nest, and the nest now is ruined. And it was such a beautiful nest, girl, because like I was looking at this nest and you could see the history of our house. Like it had hair, Tango's hair, you know, because he's a husky, so we have to comb him out. It had Tango's hair in it. It like had like little colorful bits of paper that, who knows, this bird could have traveled like blocks away and picked up this little piece of blue string to put in its nest, because it was like, this will be perfect for my nest. Like, it just broke my heart. This nest was so beautiful, and then you could tell they worked so hard to make it, and this fat cat came by and destroyed it. I know. Yeah, RJ did. He did. He put a net and everything up there for them because he didn't want them. RJ, he loves animals. He loves the father's creation. Like, he has fish. He has 2 dogs. Like, these dogs, like, they don't act with me like they act with RJ. Like, he's not home right now. These dogs are like in and out. Like, they keep going back and forth to the Tango will come in here and he'll sit right here and wait all day for RJ in the kitchen. But that's why I tell him, get out of the kitchen, get out of the kitchen. Like, they'll be in and out. Every time they hear a car pass, they're looking out, like seeing if it's RJ. They love him so much. You know what, Liz? I think the nest is still out there. Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, it is. It's still out there. Hang on. Let me grab it. Let me grab it with some gloves. I'll put it on a paper plate. But I want to show you how beautiful, like, birds are so amazing. Hang on, let me grab it. No, get back, get back, get back. You guys want to go outside? Come on. Here it is, Liz, look. It's so beautiful. And look, this was the blue string I was talking about. You see all those little strings? Isn't that so amazing? Like, the birds, somehow, some reason, they found this string and brought it to their nest to make the nest. Now, I wonder if we could put the nest back up there. And look, there's like Tango's hair in it. Look at all, it's so beautiful. And there were birds hatched in this nest. Oh, it breaks my heart. I'm gonna keep it and I'm gonna ask RJ, hey, can we put it back up there? Look how beautiful this thing is. Oh, it's so amazing. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna keep it, Liz, you're right. And I'm gonna ask RJ to see if he can put it back up there for them. Yeah, I think you're right. I think I'm gonna put it back up there. I know it. Mm-hmm. Let me check my rice. The wings look good. The rice is done. Liz, you want to see my Mexican brown rice? Check this out. Hang on. Man, let go of my phone. This thing will not let go of my phone. What flavor ice is that? Uh-oh. What's going on? Is it blinking for you guys? I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Sorry. It's just ice out of the freezer. Okay. There it is. You would never know that's brown rice. Well, you probably would because of the texture. What's odd? Marty. Marty, about Bella. I mean, about Roxy. Yeah, Marty. Yeah, you can tell. You can tell it's brown rice because of the texture. But the flavors are there, girl. The flavors are there. I know. I'm so sorry about that. And I know you have to be careful with people with flashing the flash. I don't know what that was. It was something I had pushed when trying to take it out of the thing. The one up top. Let's see. That one? I painted it. Girl, I painted it with the frosted spray paint. Thanks, Eric. My hair is dry. My whole hands are dry, everything. And I stay drinking water. So you know what I did? You know what I did, Liz? I took this spray paint called sea foam, frosted sea foam, I think. And I painted it. And so now, let's see, hang on, I'll show you. So now when you, it doesn't really affect the light, but it just looks like that, blue. But yeah, I think I'm gonna be asking RJ to paint the kitchen white and then work on this backsplash back here because there's some pieces that have fallen off. And this whole blue section right here was because the stove I had before had the back paneling. You know how like the stove, the knobs are on the back paneling part? Well, this stove that he bought, because it was the stove and the refrigerator, it was a pair. These two were pairs. Sorry, I'm like introverted or whatever. This one doesn't have the back part. So we didn't bring down the backsplash all the way down because that's real brick. Like that's brick. And it has like, but it's on there with mortar. So it's on there. But I'm going to ask him if we could take that off and paint. I want to paint this white because we painted the living room. Well, that's our living room / bedroom in there. We painted it white and I really like it. Sorry about the mess. But yeah, I was thinking about taking all this blue and painting it white. It's turquoise, yeah. Yeah, Liz. I also did some vases like that. There's some flower vases like, let's see, up here. Let's see. There's you can't see it because the blue of the blue, but there's a flower vase up there too that I did in the frosted sea moss, I think it's called the color. Hi, I don't know how to say that name. Yeah, but you see where it's blue, like the old stove that we had, the back panel was right there. So when we changed out the stove, because that other stove was broke, this one didn't have the back panel, so now it's been like that for, I don't know, a year or two. I don't know why, but this thing. Oh, guys, I just learned something. Check out so on this side panel when you go live, there's like a few options, right? I just touched. Oh wait, let me see what this does. Green screen? No, I don't have green screen. Check out this auto correction. So, okay, this is auto correction on, right? You don't see freckles or blemishes. There's some eyeliner there, but right? It looks like really smooth. Check this out. That's the filter off. So now you see my freckles, right? My birthmark, you see it all. But then look. That's so cool. Yeah, and actually I have some brick. I have some. And then I also have like those pieces right there, those little shiny blue tile. I have more of that too. So that piece right there where it's missing, where it fell off, I could put more on there. Because I do like the brick. Thank you, Liz. You know, we are our own worst critic, right? And I know it's not all about, you know, I know it's not all about vain and vanity because, you know. But man, I got a lot to think about lately. Like I want to, because I know if I ask RJ like, hey, would you be okay if I reached out to my biological mom? He'd probably say first pray about it and just be ready for it. And I'd have to make sure like to be really calm and not like be so rushed to want to like tell her everything at one time, and then just like listen to her because I know there's probably a lot of pain and a lot of questions that she has, and then just really be use discretion because I have to put myself in her place, you know, like because I've been in her spot where, you know, you have to give up your children for one thing or another. And so I can understand like what that might feel like for her, but I'm going to look at it positively, and maybe that can put her heart at ease, or her mind, and give her some sort of peace to know that I'm okay and I don't blame her for what happened, that I love her regardless, you know. And also, there are scriptures that say that there are blessings that come with um, loving your parents. I mean, by all means, it's a commandment. And I don't hate my mom. I don't. Like, I know nobody will ever be able to replace her. Like, she's my mom regardless. Um, but I would just love to have a relationship with her, like, as a woman and a woman, you know, like, because there are things that as a woman, as you get older, that you go through, that you do just need that, like, person to be like, hey, girl, you're all right. That's normal. Okay. Like, I mean, if you've ever been through perimenopause or menopause, whatever the case is, there are changes that happen in women's bodies and you know, in their mind. And there's things that you just want another woman, and who better to be like, you're fine, girl, than your own mom who shares the same DNA. It's just like, you're just like me. You're fine. Yes. Praise Yahweh, Elizabeth. I am. I'm going to. Right. Right. And I just want to tell her, like, and see, that's the thing I wanted to tell my dad. And he's passed now, so I can't, but, and who knows? Like, what if I could share scripture with her, and, you know, and say, hey, what if this is something she's praying for, and this is why it's so heavy on my heart lately, you know? And I don't want to miss that opportunity with her like I did with my dad, you know? I don't want nothing bad to happen to her and be like, man, I should have reached out. I should have, like, you know, checked on her or whatever. And, you know, RJ has a mother-in-law out there that he's never met. Like, I don't know if we would ever meet her. I don't know if I'd ever go back to Texas. I don't want to go back to Texas. Hang on, let me bring Tango in. Come on, fat boy. Go get your ball, little girl. Come on. Get your cookie. Come on, fat boy and girl. But yeah, because I do, like, man, you know, I should have reached out to my dad, like, and been like, hey, Dad, I love you and I don't blame you, and I don't hate you, you know. But yeah. Oh, guess what? My YouTube channel, I already got 2 strikes, guys, for copyright. I have to be super careful. Like, Jackie is right. All you ladies about talking about YouTube copyright problems, you're right. I got an email stating that if I get one more copyright, they will shut my channel down. So I'm going to be very careful with any kind of music. Like, I won't be recording in the stores, because that was one of the ones I got a copyright from when we were at the Home Depot. They were playing some kind of music. Or somebody said you can record with your headphone, like your iPod or your Apple earbuds in, and it won't pick up the noise. So I'm going to try that. But that copyright mess is real, man. They will shut you down. Yeah, and I have that feature on mine set up. Girl, I'm almost done cooking these wings, and RJ can come pick up his lunch. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna call him and tell him. Let me tell him on there. I can call him on my iPad, guys. That's the cool thing about having an iPad. So yeah, he actually said no, he's gonna come home and stay home. So yay! But anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I will give you an update about, because of course it's gonna take some prayer first. Um, I'm gonna pray about it. I'm not gonna just jump into it and just like, oh, let me call my mom and see what's going on. I have to use the spirit of discernment and pray that the Father give me understanding first, because that could open up a whole can of worms that I'm not ready for. And so I'm not gonna just like, go blindly into it. I'm gonna talk to my husband. I'm gonna pray about it, and I'm gonna just see. I'm not gonna be hasty about it. But I will give you guys an update of like what we decide to do. I don't know why I've been thinking about that lately about my mom. Maybe she's not doing well. I don't know. I don't know. But I totally will. Thank you guys for hanging out. RJ's on his way home. I got his lunch dinner done. Thank you guys. I got my dishes done. But anyways, thank you, Liz, so much for hanging out. Love you guys. And I will check on you later. Bye.